Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's webinar, Turning Tellers into Sellers. My name is Rick Carey, and I'm a director for Peak Performance Consulting Group. It's a pleasure to be here with you today. Our industry is at a crossroads, and we are facing numerous challenges. We're all looking for ways to increase revenue while reducing expenses. We are experiencing fewer opportunities for growth, and our costs are increasing primarily due to increased regulations. Many financial institutions are looking to their branch networks to find opportunities to reduce expense through new branch designs, improved technology, and shifting staff toward a more flexible universal banker model. At the same time, we're all looking to grow revenue through improved branch sales activities. The primary role of the retail branch is to 1. Drive customer acquisition, and 2. Support consultative sales. Also, branches are so important in serving business customers. Even though branch transactions are falling, 61% still visit their bank branch at least quarterly, and the majority of customers still utilize the branch when making an additional purchase. This leads us to the topic of today's webinar, Turning Tellers into Sellers. Tellers must do more than transact. They must also sell. If you're coming to that conclusion at your bank, you are not alone and you have good reason. Tellers see more customers than anyone else in the bank. The transactions they handle often give off obvious indicators of sales opportunities. With branch volumes declining and facilities smaller, it's no longer feasible to have specialized roles such as managers, lenders, new account reps, tellers, teller supervisors, and so forth. In banking, as in every other industry making do with fewer people, those staff remaining will have to make a greater contribution to revenue. Technology has naturally played a role in this transformation, first by usurping many of the tellers' old responsibilities. Cash recyclers have eliminated or significantly reduced balancing and cash counting. In addition, self-service technology also allows customers to conduct their own transactions. Since tellers don't need to be so deeply skilled in operational matters, they can focus on the needs of the customers rather than the transaction. Most banks recognize this. At least in theory, the term teller has been typically transformed into customer service rep or something similar. So yes, tellers, by whatever name, must sell. ATMs or other self-service technology can be programmed to take the deposit, analyze the customer's profile for signs of next product needed, and promptly explain its benefits to the customer. But tellers are people with clear job expectations. No sustained behavioral change ever happened just because management changed the job description. Clearly, making the move from teller to seller will take more than handing the teller a script and promising an incentive if they deliver it. And it should take more. We are, after all, talking about growing revenue from current resources. If revenue could be raised by fiat and title changes, we wouldn't need most of our executive apparatus. Just as clearly, it means providing tellers with more skills, and that's where many banks tend to start. But in our experience, starting with sales skills can be a recipe for frustrated sellers, disengaged managers, and unimpressed customers. What might otherwise sound like a simple change to a job description is actually a significant strategic initiative. Think about it. We're talking about taking our largest category of workers, the face of our bank, to the customer, fundamentally changing their job and compensation and establishing them as a fresh source of revenue. What could go wrong? Or rather, how to prevent what could obviously go wrong. Making the move from tellers to sellers takes a commitment to training, but it also requires banks to focus on 4 key areas: strategy, organizational structure, branch efficiency, and the sales process. First, let's discuss strategy. A change of this significance obviously has strategic implications across the board. How will this change alter the customer experience? Competitively, what are our risks? What are competitors doing? Can our information technology support our intentions? Are we constrained by our facilities? Which products can tellers sell and which should be reserved for the sales platform staff and branch managers? Next is our organizational structure. Altering the job of your most visible employee clearly has implications for your retail organizational structure. If tellers are sellers, how does that change what new accounts people do? Or do we institute universal tellers? Do their supervisors need to be differently enabled? What does it mean for future recruiting and for our managerial pipeline? Do we create internal competition or strive for a team selling environment with group incentives? If, like many banks, you have already gone through a serious effort to flatten your organization structure and align it to changing customer needs and behaviors, then making teller sellers will force you to reconsider your staffing model. If you have ever prematurely announced an organizational change, you only make that mistake once. Taking the time to organize well and to communicate the changes thoroughly in advance is well worth the time it takes. Our example of a bank that altered their organizational structure is Oregon's Umpqua Bank. They revamped their branches and converted them into stores, with each store having two job families, the store manager and universal associates. Once trained, every UA could handle any customer need from basic teller work to new account transactions, loan applications, as well as assisting with operational questions. The universal associate rotates positions on a regular basis to retain the basic skills in all of the operating areas of the store. Next, we need to look at branch efficiency. Your branch staffing model was no doubt calibrated on tellers doing transactions as efficiently as possible, while other job types handle the sales-oriented activities. Now many aspects of that efficiency model are different. Sellers, after all, are measured on sales results, not efficiency. And yet it has probably never been more important for your branches to operate at peak efficiency. How will your measurement change? How will you recalibrate your staffing model? Before launching this change, it's important to articulate a sales process that reflects your new staffing model. So finally, we need to address our sales process. Today, your sales process consists of deliberate and codified steps to identify an opportunity, qualify prospects, initiate contact, describe the offer, overcome objections, emphasize the benefits, and close the deal. It even includes the technology you've invested in to support it. But when tellers become sellers, should they follow the same set of steps? What accommodations need to be made for your newly minted sales staff? And most of all, what will customers think? From the customer's point of view, their friendly teller who handled transactions efficiently is now doing something else and taking more of their time, which they didn't expect. It's a legitimate concern that if the sales process change is handled poorly, customers could feel oversold and taken advantage of. So training on selling and communication skills will be essential. And that applies to new technology on the front line. The cost of database technology, or CRM, has decreased dramatically, enabling even community banks to drive next best sale prompts and other scripts to the front line with great results. Given the maturation of CRM systems, there are many experienced third parties who are more than capable in helping banks leverage the technology. In summary, creating a trained and effective teller sales force appears compelling and potentially lucrative. Sales improve when combined with the right marketing paradigm and disciplined sales and service process. Technology advances will continue to support customer unassisted transactions. We will need to provide new skills through extensive training to support needs-based sales activities. We'll require a new staffing model to create an environment that supports the customer experience. And behavioral change comes from planning for conscientious and comprehensive strategic change. So while the opportunity is compelling and potentially lucrative, it's important to note that the banks that are succeeding with a new branch sales model recognized at the start The behavioral change comes from planning for conscientious and comprehensive strategic. We hope you enjoyed today's webinar presentation. To see this and other Peak Performance Consulting Group webinar presentations, please visit us at our website, www.ppcgroup.com. Join our LinkedIn group, the Retail Banking Network, or follow us on Twitter. Thank you and have a great day.